happy that you're here. Let's get started. In this video, I'm going to show you how to distinguish between sentences and fragments. By now, you should have read the first 9 pages of the book Mark. If you haven't done that by now, I would suggest that you stop in a few seconds and go and read those pages and then come back. So pause. Okay, you're back. In this video, there will be several sections where I will instruct you to pause and go and complete a task and then come back. Okay, because that will make it a lot more interactive and it's a lot better than you just sitting in front of the computer the entire time typing away, right? We want to take a break from the monotony of me talking and you listening, right? It's all about us doing this together. So let's jump into the first part. All right. So I want you to think about this question. What is a sentence? A sentence is a set of words that expresses a complete thought, typically containing a subject and predicate and conveying a statement, question, exclamation, or command. Now I want you to think about, what does a good sentence have to have? What does a good sentence have to have? If you want to pause, you can here and just think about it and then come back. You can jot your answers down on a sheet of paper if you want. So what does a good sentence have to have? So I found a fabulous video on Vocabulary's website. In a few seconds, I'm going to ask you to pause and head over to that assignment, and I want you to watch the video, listen to the song, watch the video on sentences, and I want you to fill in the blanks for the missing words. So you can go ahead and pause right now. Okay, now that you're back, what is a fragment? You can pause again and you can start brainstorming on a sheet of paper. What is a fragment? So a fragment is a group of words that is not a grammatically complete sentence. Usually a fragment lacks a subject, verb, or both, or it is a dependent clause that is not connected to an independent clause. You can do a quick recap. So a fragment could be missing a subject, a verb, both, or it could be a complex sentence, or supposed to be a complex sentence that only has the dependent clause with no independent clause. Let's practice. So this is an example of a fragment. Went to the supermarket to get food. So this is a fragment because it is not complete. It is missing a subject. There's no subject. Who went to the supermarket to get food? We don't know because it's not listed. They supermarket for food. This is also a fragment because there is no verb. They what at the supermarket for food? We don't know what they did, so this is an incomplete sentence because the predicate is not complete. Predicates need verbs. There's no verb here. Supermarket for food. There's no subject, there's no verb. This sentence tells us nothing. Even though they went to the supermarket for food. This may sound like a complete sentence, right? However, it is a fragment because it is a dependent clause and it needs an independent clause. So here is how I would write a sentence. They went to the store for food. So we have our subject, they, went to the store for food, our complete predicate with a verb. Okay, so that's a complete sentence. And now we have this one here. Even though they went to the store for food, they were still hungry. So we have our dependent clause. Dependent clauses cannot be by themselves. they need to have independent clauses attached to them. So let's practice. So you can pause this in a few seconds as we go along. I'm going to read the statements to you. You're going to hold up the number one finger, or type the number 1 in the chat if you think the statement is a fragment. You're going to hold up the number 2 or type the number 2 in the chat if you think it's a complete sentence. Let's get started. People were walking on the bridge. 2 men were. The police were shouting. Look angry. Many people on the bridge. Let's review. People were walking on the bridge. Is it a fragment or is it a sentence? It is a sentence. It's a sentence because we have a subject, people, and a complete predicate. Also, pay particular attention to what I did with the sentence. If you notice, there was no capitalization happening and there was no punctuation. Since it's a complete sentence, I need to capitalize the first letter of the first word and put a punctuation mark at the end of the sentence. 2 men were. This is a fragment. Why? Because the predicate is not complete. 2 men were doing what? I don't know. It's not complete, so it's not complete, so it is a fragment. The police were shouting. This is a sentence. Okay? Pay particular attention to my mechanics. I capitalized the first letter and I added my punctuation mark at the end. Look angry. This is a fragment. Okay, why? There's no subject. We don't know who looks angry. Okay? Many people on the bridge. This is a fragment as well. It is missing a verb. What were the people doing on the bridge? In a few moments, I'm going to ask that you pause. You head over to Edpuzzle. You're going to complete the U practice. Okay, now that you've completed your Edpuzzle, now you're going to head over to the handout. You practice sentences versus fragments. It looks like this. What you will need to do is read each of the statements and identify which of the statements are sentences and which ones are fragments. The statements that are sentences, you're going to write the word sentence next to it. The statements that are fragments, you're going to write the word fragment next to it. Okay, so pause. Now that you're back, I hope you had enough practice with distinguishing sentences from fragments. So let's do a recap. Sentences are complete when they have a subject, a predicate, verb, and if they're a dependent clause, they need to have an independent clause. Okay? Fragments are incomplete sentences. That's it for me for this lesson. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for participating. I just want to tell you to keep up the good work. Peace.